One of the people who has been very critical of Matt Gaetz is Senator Markwayne Mullin. I'm going to play for you in a moment some of the things that Markwayne Mullin has previously said about Matt Gaetz. They are horrible. But in the immediate, Markwayne Mullin went on CNN yesterday and said, I completely trust Trump's decision-making ability, even when it comes to someone that I think is dangerous, like Matt Gaetz. Listen to this.
Are you going to vote for Matt Gaetz?
You know, Matt Gaetz and I, there's no question that we've had our differences. They've been very public about it. I completely trust President Trump's decision-making on this one. But at the same time, he's got to come to Congress and sell himself. There's a lot of, or to the Senate and sell himself. There's a lot of questions that are going to be out there. He's got to answer those questions. And hopefully he's able to answer the questions right. And if he can, then we'll go through the confirmation process.
Senator Markwayne Mullin from the great...
Senator Mullin completely trusts Donald Trump's decision-making abilities. Mullin accused Gaetz of sleeping with underage girls, of showing people videos of the girls that he was sleeping with on the floor of the House of Representatives. He accused Gaetz of bragging publicly about taking erectile dysfunction medications in order to engage in sexual intercourse with the underage girls. And he says, oh, Matt Gaetz, I totally trust Trump's decision-making. Yeah, remember this interview?
You got to think about this guy. This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night. This is obviously before you got married. And so when that accusation came out, no one defended him, and then no one on the media would give him a time of the day. All of a sudden he found fame because he opposed the Speaker of the House back in November. And he's always stayed there, and he was never going to leave until he got this last moment of fame by going after a motion to vacate.
So listen, despite all of that, Markwayne Mullin says, I trust Trump's instincts on this, and most of them do seem to be bowing down. Here are Republican Senators Kevin Cramer and Ron Johnson. They certainly sound like they're going to go for Attorney General Matt Gaetz.
We all learned that lesson that time is of the essence. And I think Ron and I and our 51 colleagues are equally committed to the same thing.
You know, Senator Johnson, another very interesting and I think inspired cabinet choice was Pete Hegseth. Of course, I know him here from Fox, but he's, you know, a very smart guy, very well educated, Princeton and Harvard, distinguished military man with any number of bravery medals. He wrote a great book called War Against the Warriors. He wants to root out DEI and CRT and so forth. He's concerned about the way the Defense Department's going. Now, that's going to be controversial, I guess, although anybody knows Hegseth knows he's qualified to run the Pentagon. What do you make of that, Senator Johnson? That's a breath of fresh air, it seems to me, also.
Well, you used the term that I would apply to the people that President Trump is picking, smart. These are highly intelligent people, and that's kind of the first criteria.
There you go. Ron Johnson is satisfied that Trump is picking all smart people. And then here is Lindsey Graham saying basically, listen, as far as Matt Gaetz goes, Trump won. He gets to pick. He's bright. He's qualified.
He won the election. He deserves a chance to pick his cabinet. I am predisposed to allow him to do that. I think Matt Gaetz is very bright. I think he's qualified. He'll have a hearing, and he'll have some tough questions to answer. But to every Republican, please follow a process to give President Trump the ability to pick the people he thinks can do the job and give Matt a chance to prove himself.
And you have a history of that.
You know, the funny thing about assuming that Trump is able to pick people to do the jobs, it's that a lot of the people he picked in the first term couldn't do the jobs, and they ended up either resigning in shame or being fired by Trump, with Trump then coming up with explanations as to why it went south. So listen, if we zoom out, there are a lot of Republican voices who seem to be giving Trump carte blanche, a blank check, the keys to the city, do whatever you want. Sure, Senator Susan Collins from Maine was shocked that Matt Gaetz was nominated. We will see what happens in the confirmation hearings, but here is something really funny. in response to the nomination of Gaetz.
I think one of the most interesting recent developments in medicine is our new understanding of how metabolism impacts aspects of our health. And that's why I love our sponsor, Lumen. Lumen's the world's first handheld metabolic coach. Quite simply, it's just a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it'll tell you if you're burning fat or carbs. And on that basis, it'll give you tailored guidance with the goal of improving nutrition, workouts, sleep, even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning. You'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. And then Lumen will give you a personalized nutrition plan for the day that's based on those particular measurements. Now, you can also breathe into it before or after workouts and meals, which gives you other sets of actionable insights. Your metabolism is like your body's engine. It's how your body turns food into fuel, and it keeps you going and feeling good. And Lumen will give you a better understanding of that. Go to lumen.me/Pacman to get 15% off your Lumen. The link is in the description.